Rob Thompson.
Wednesday on the Morning Huddle. What does the NCAA owe to players that were around before NIL?
Let's get to the serious business. The holiday's here. You putting some meat on a fire? We'll talk about holiday preparations and reparations. Get here early. The holiday edition starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Free agency news continues to drop. Donovan Mitchell staying in Cleveland, agreeing to a 3-year, $150.3 million deal. Another Spurs news, well, they signed their rookie 4th overall pick, Stephon Castle, to his rookie deal. And Lauri Markkanen's latest. Chris B. Haynes of Bleacher Report reports it's down to 2 teams, the Warriors and the Spurs.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. If you're listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player online at the website, or you can be part of the YouTube crew. That is right, SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Feel free to comment along that way. Fred Records, Billy Dial, Jacob Eric, and Fred Villarreal already in there. What's going on, guys? Welcome into the show. And of course, I want to take your phone calls as well. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, because I want to have an honest conversation about the worth of a player and perceived worth within the confines of the team, because especially in San Antonio, there is a higher importance placed on just being drafted by the Spurs. So how important is that person? Now, I will say this, because this revolves around the Lauri Markkanen trade talk. And we have a way that we think the Spurs do things. That way has been, in a sense, flipped on its head in a slight way, just because of the addition of a Victor Wembanyama, who has changed the media aspect and the publicness of the Spurs and how much they can actually hide. Before, Tim didn't want to be a part of the media. Tim didn't care to be a part of the media, and it was easy to internalize everything. Kawhi was very similar, didn't care about the media, being out in public, talking. Victor does not mind that. And it's changed a little bit of the way Spurs do things. Also changing is the potential of how the organization is run. Remember, forever it was run by Greg Popovich and Brian Wright. Now there's Greg Popovich and R.C. Buford. Brian Wright is now a part of that dynamic for them. And to be fair, since Brian Wright has gotten here, it has been tear it down to build it back up. Now you finally tore it all the way down to get this past year up. And I think it's unfair to disperse a narrative on a person in a job that we really don't know what they're about. Earlier today, earlier this week, it has been made known by Crispy Haynes of Bleacher Report, formerly of Yahoo Sports, really renowned NBA insider, about the Spurs' interest in Lauri Markkanen, along with the Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and a few other teams as well. What does that mean in terms of the future of everything? Well, Chris Haynes gave us the latest just not too long ago on where we stand with Lauri Markkanen and the Mark sweepstakes.
So I was on a phone call. I had to take a phone call right now, and part of that phone call, it was relayed to me that the Warriors, they're the aggressor. They are the aggressor in this Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes. They are trying to do whatever they can to get into the fold, but it's going to be a costly price to get Lauri. The Utah Jazz, they don't necessarily want to trade Lauri, but they will for the right price tag. And you have to remember what was it? Was it Mikal Bridges got 4 first-round picks back in return? How many picks can Utah get for Lauri? And you know Danny Ainge, you know his history in collecting draft picks, first-round draft picks, I should say. So it's going to be a daunting task. What can the Warriors do to come up with the necessary picks? And you know, Danny Ainge, he's all about standards. He's all about what did this team do? What's the most recent example? One of the most recent examples is probably Mikal Bridges. So they're looking at all of these things. So I was told the Warriors are the aggressors. San Antonio Spurs, they're in on as well. I'm told, like, on a serious nature, it's those two teams, Spurs, Warriors. But I'm told the Warriors, more importantly, are really pursuing, really trying to see what they can do to try to make it happen.
Now, since he went live on that, Adrian Wojnarowski reports that there is a sign-and trade that involves Kyle Anderson going to the from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the Golden State Warriors in exchange for a future second-round pick swap and cash and a sign-and trade in the deal. And it's going to cost them 3 years, $27 million on the sign trade. Does that take them out of the market for Lauri Markkanen? Well, it depletes a little bit of their potential trade assets by giving up that swap. And it also depletes cap space. But how much cap space does it truly deplete in a team that's not scared, with Joe Lacob as their owner, to go into those upper tax aprons to keep this team competitive? First initial thought is definitely it at least prohibits or makes more difficult their acquisition of a Lauri Markkanen, in my opinion, because they just don't have the assets that I think that a Utah would be looking for in the first place. There's another reason that I am really big on a Lauri Markkanen, and one of those reasons is where he plays. He plays in Utah. Who does he play for? He plays for Will Hardy. Will Hardy is a former Spurs assistant under Greg Popovich who got the job up in Utah. And in that system in Utah, Lauri Markkanen became an all-star. There is some correlation there for potential success of a Lauri Markkanen in San Antonio. Now, it basically kind of comes down to what are you willing to give up and what's the breaking point for you? Is Devin Vassell a breaking point? Is 2025's Atlanta unprotected first-round pick a breaking point? Is there a way that the Spurs can do this without giving up either Devin or that Atlanta 2025 first-round pick, but maybe it costs more picks and more future picks? The Spurs have a lot of them, including potential for first-round picks next year. Is there a way they can get away with giving up some of their own, some of the others they've acquired, and some pick swaps? I'm just going to let you know what it's like. And this is just the two most recent examples when it comes to Danny Ainge and what he gets for assets and trades. For Rudy Gobert, the Utah Jazz received Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Baloney, Walker Kessler, who was the 22nd overall pick in that draft by Minnesota. Jarrett Vanderbilt, a 2023 first-round pick, a 2025 first-round pick. These are all unprotected, by the way. A 2026 pick swap, a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2029 first-round pick. So they got 4 unprotected picks, an unprotected pick swap. Jarrett Vanderbilt, who is a very good role player. Patrick Beverly, another very good role player. Walker Kessler, who was the number 1, a first round pick that year, all in exchange for Rudy Gobert. That is a high haul. You are talking 4 players, 4 unprotected picks, 1 unprotected pick swap, and the first round pick that was actually made that year in Walker Kessler, who was 22nd overall that year. That is a high demand for a player that was a multi-time All-Star and a defensive player of the year, multi-time defensive player of the year. Now, what did Utah get for Donovan Mitchell, who they also traded? Well, Danny Ainge got a lot for him as well. They got Colin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, Lauri Markkanen in that deal, by the way, a 2025 unprotected first, a 2026 pick swap, a 2027 unprotected first, a 2028 pick swap, and a 2029 first round pick. They get a lot. He gets value when it comes down to what he wants in return for an asset. And Lauri Markkanen is an all-star asset that he could presumably get at least 4 to 5 picks with, if not a player or 2. Now, if I'm Brian Wright in the San Antonio Spurs, I'm coming in hot with an offer because I have the 14 picks over the next 7 years or whatever it is, first round picks. I'm offering a couple of picks, including my own, for 2025. Future picks, including possibly those Minnesota ones you got in exchange for the Rob Dillingham trade, some pick swaps, so I can get up to about 4 first-round picks, maybe a couple of pick swaps, Keldon, and insert young player Branham, Wesley, to see if that moves the needle at all. Because if I can hold on to Atlanta's picks, and if I can hold on to Devin Vassell, I would hope that that could get it done. If it does not get it done, would you be willing, if they say, for this to happen, we need Devin Vassell? Would you be willing to part with him? Because the arrow does point up for Devin Vassell. I'm not going to act like it doesn't. There was a chemistry between he and Victor Wembanyama at the end of last year. But at the same time, I think there's one person that really matters in the entirety of that equation, and it's number 1. Victor Wembanyama decides if he wants to continue playing with somebody and if he really, truly wants to bring someone in. And that's going to be the true crux of any deal that gets done. 109er says 2 first rounders and 2 players and would not give up Devin. Paul A says he's on an expiring contract, isn't he? Yes, he is, but you can extend him. That's part of the reason you trade for him, because the team that has his rights can offer him the most money to make that extension more beneficial to him staying with that team. Right here on San Antonio Sports Star. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. What do you want to do when it comes to Lauri Markkanen? Because he is a player that can check a lot of boxes for a lot of people. And I don't know if it's a bad fit necessarily. All that plus, is there going to be a rule change regarding the Longhorns when they return to the SEC, or when they make their entrance into the SEC this coming season? We'll dive into that coming up right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
94.1 FM.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes the entrepreneurial spirit. American businessman Sam Walton opened the first Walmart store on this day in 1962. It would become the largest retail sales chain in the United States. Also on this day, Give Me the Vin bought a Toyota Tundra from a Walmart employee, giving them $2,000 more than their local Toyota dealer. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Do summer projects your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast. We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-59. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Summer's here, and you're at work. Make work a lot tastier with delicious summer savings from EasyCater, the #1 site for workplace catering with over 100,000 restaurants to choose from. Save up to $40 when you order from participating restaurants. These scrumptious discounts are available exclusively on EasyCater.com. So order some food for work and make both your team and your food budget happy. Order now at EasyCater.com. Orders must be placed and received between June 24th and July 5th. Restrictions apply. See all for details.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I just want to remind people, especially when it comes to the changing of the narrative surrounding San Antonio, because these are reputable sources that are reporting of the Spurs having a lot of interest in a star player, which are things that this team is not used to having at all. So it is a changing of the guard in a sense in terms of the coverage that surrounds this team. Victor Wembanyama has helped to bring that light and that narrative, and his play as well as his personality. And maybe, just maybe, it's changed the way that the organization will also build around him. They've got their veteran to help bring things along with Chris Paul. Remember, for the first, half of last year, if we could just find somebody that knew how to get the 7'5" guy the basketball. Well, they have that now. They have that in a guy that has made a career of being able to find that type of guy. Now they are actively in conversations with a team that loves to get max value for its assets, and one of the final players still alive in those sweepstakes, according to reports. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this kind of plays itself out over the next couple of weeks. Because do I expect something to come down today? No. Do I expect something to come down at some point? Yes, because Utah would probably much prefer to get something for Lauri Markkanen than to lose him for nothing in free agency. The 109er says 26 and 27 first-round picks plus Keldon and Barlow. I would love to think that. But you heard Chris Haynes. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for picks. And it's not 2 picks. It was 4 that was Mikal Bridges. And he wasn't an all-star type player. I would bet that it costs anywhere from 3 to 5 picks with pick swaps. At minimum. And then you sign them to extension. But hopefully Keldon's a piece of that, so that extension becomes a lot easier to absorb under the cap so that you stay under that first apron. Because you got to make room and money. So Maybe Zach Collins is also a piece of that to open up some cash. But expiring contracts, draft picks, those are going to be things that get a deal done, and it's not going to be 2 draft picks. At least I don't think it would be. If it is, that is a win for the San Antonio Spurs, and we can sing Brian Wright's praises all the way to the mountaintops, because if they can pull this deal off, I'm going hunking down Commerce. I hope some of y'all will join me. Frank Mateo says Utah is going to oversell on marketing. The Spurs might get him for nothing next year. Might as well wait. Sure. I also thought we wanted to win now. Thought we wanted to sell some of these draft picks to expedite the process. It is the both sides of your mouth talking that gets me with Spurs fans. We want veterans. Chris Paul's too old. We want to start trading in these draft picks for capital that can fast forward this thing. I don't want to give up 2025's draft picks. I'd love to have it both ways. I'm going to try everything I can to have it both ways. But if Atlanta's 2025 is a must in negotiations, I might have to give it up. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. Rangers baseball coming up next.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy, so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash.